Welcome to the latest anime news for the week ending April 2nd, 2023. Starting with some weird anime news. I mean, there's weirdness out there in anime land, which might not surprise you all.
Shocking.
Totally shocking. So starting off with a dead voice actor is being brought back using AI to narrate audiobooks.
No, AI is never going to take over the world. Not at all. Not
exactly.
at all.
Actually,
It
several
can bring back the dead.
Completely. The company involved says it needs as little as 15 minutes of voice samples to completely replicate a voice actor. It is so Sony brought out this audio book, and they've got several voice actors in it and several actors in general. Some of them have done anime voice acting before. Shuichiro Umeda, who worked on Shigemori's Not Just a Cutie and My Life as Unagi-san's Dog, is in it, as well as several others. And it's just a variety of stories, some from Kenji Miyazawa, Katsuyuki Kunishi, Osamu Dazai, so well-known authors. But I don't know, just kind of creepy, kind of interesting, very weird.
Well, I mean, aside from the creep factor, how would you like to be that lawyer to go to the family and go, hi, so got any recordings that we can use or we're allowed to use and bring your loved one back from the dead so you can hear them? I don't know. It's kind of creepy. But also it kind of, it's a little bit, the thought that just popped into my head when you're talking about the list of people doing it. And I was kind of thinking, well, what does that mean for voice actors? Does that mean that you get paid once in your life to provide 15 minutes worth of, and a range of whatever, and then we go, okay, thank you, here's your $200 and for the rest of your life, and hopefully, good luck at McDonald's, because I can't imagine. I mean, that's like, but that's kind of like when actors don't like you to take their picture without permission, because that's that's their face, it's their livelihood, and and I guess it'd be one thing if you do it with a dead person who's no longer going to be producing that voice, for obvious reasons. But still, I mean, think about that. I mean, if I really wanted to make something like this and I wanted to cut corners, I'd be kind of like going, okay, we're going to try to do, like, for the next 2 hours, going to get you to say things and emote them in certain ways, and then we're done with you forever.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like, why wouldn't you?
Right. Yeah. I mean,
and I guess that is the line, right? Like, use it to use actors who can no longer provide their voice. For living voice actors, maybe not so much. The son of Kenji Utsumi, one of the voice actors featured in this, is on the video for this, sort of providing positive feedback on the technology. So they definitely had the family involved.
How many zeros on that check behind that one?
Well, I also wonder, like, how much can you direct an AI? How easy is it to say, do this one more angry than that one? Add more, what's more with emotion?
The dog jumped over the pond with a little bit of emotion. The dog jumped over the pond.
So who knows? Kind of an odd thing, but whatever. Also, absolutely. Also, in beginning, this is a week of anime announcements. They've announced everything this week, including some weird things. There was an internet meme a while back of a manga called Kuso Miso Technique, which is a 1987 boys love / yaoi thing, one shot that in the early 2000s became a meme, because basically one guy walking along, he sees a buff guy on the park bench, and let's just say they hit it off very quickly. And so it became a big thing. And they've announced apparently a version of this. Now, granted, this came out on April 1st. So, but Dengeki Online and Comic Nautilus have confirmed this is legit. Like, this is an actual thing that's being done. They're going to try to get some crowdfunding for it. And they're going to try to do an all ages title.
Oh, okay. Good luck.
Sure. Exactly.
I'm hopeful that it won't be something like, Loveless or Papa Needs Milk or anything like that. But, I don't know. We'll see.
Who knows? The director discovered the manga personally on Tuchan back in his junior high days, and then did his own live action fan video on YouTube back in the glory days of the meme, apparently. So well versed with it, apparently. Fingers crossed. We're also getting, apparently, and again, April 1st, but there's official artwork. There's this snack in Japan called Bikuriman, and they've announced it's a wafer snack.
Okay.
And they've announced an anime of the wafer snack with character designs by Hiroyuki Takei of Shaman King.
I was going to say, I really like that design.
Yeah. There's a short trailer which shows others kind of similar character designs. They all look really cool. And the tagline is, "This is the Reiwa era Bikuriman." The anime will be called, of course, Bikurimen, and we'll have a completely original story, which, duh.
Yeah. Wafers. Power of love and wafers.
Power of love and wafers, exactly. Hopefully the story will not be wafer thin. So we'll see. But that's kind of cool and fun, but just all right, wafers. I mean, we have anime and everything else. They announced,
why not?
A couple weeks ago they announced the anime of a reincarnated as a vending machine. So
yes,
we can have this. We're also getting a TV anime for Undead Girl Murder Farce, which we saw the trailer for, and where one of the characters is a head in a cage.
I mean, if that doesn't grab you to make you at least want to watch the first episode and just go, why is there a pretty head in a cage? And then watch the end of the trailer, and you just like, wait a minute, are they going to kiss? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm intrigued.
Honestly, that's like a visual that you just kind of walk by and just go, and you have to do a double take, and you just have to look at it for a moment and just be like, that's a head.
I want to know what's happening.
I want to know what is this? Because it does look like a romance story with a head in a cage.
I'm curious. The only other head in a cage I can think of from anime is from Coyote Ragtime Show, a sadly forgotten anime from I think the early 2000s, where there's a bunch of android maids with guns. And one of them gets blown up, and her head gets put in a cage, and that becomes one of the sort of MacGuffins of the story. It's kind of fun. But moving on to some anime announcements for the week. I think the big one has to be Pokemon.
Yeah.
Right. Pokemon Horizons TV anime coming April 14th, just a couple of weeks from now. Trailer dropped. It's Pokemon.
It's not much more Pokemon than Pokemon without Ash. That's basically what it is.
It's true. Here's the question: how many episodes do you go before before Ash shows up?
I know, right? I was actually thinking about that, like going, okay, at what point is Ash going to come in as like the mentor tutor, or he's going to come in for like the, hey, you can do it, kind of thing going on. I don't know.
I want Ash to cameo as like a 65-year-old man.
Still wearing his cap.
Yeah.
Hair gray drooping a little.
I've been on millions of adventures.
It ain't worth it, kid. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna explain this one to my niece who's big into the game, and so I'm gonna be like, yeah, well, there's no Ash in this one. What? What?
So I hope it works out well. I mean,
Yeah.
I suspect it will.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to that point, this just gives the opportunity. I mean, not that they ever needed an opportunity to make new Pokemon monsters, as they make one like every 30 seconds. But, I mean, this just kind of gives you a new, fresh. Okay, let's do a whole new story at least. Can we move on to the a greater world, I guess, of this?
It also gives you a chance to, I think, tweak the formula a little bit. Change the flavor up, maybe make it a little funnier or a little darker or whatever. Like you can change things around a little bit. So who knows?
I was just thinking, like, have Tomino.
Yeah. Oh, please don't get Tomino anywhere near Pokemon. That I think is a recipe for sadness, right there. I also like that Pikachu, like Captain Pikachu, is right there in the promo. I hope. I don't know if that is the Pikachu or just a Pikachu. Who knows? But we'll see. Netflix also announced a Scott Pilgrim anime.
Yes.
With the entire cast of the movie as the voice cast, animated at Science Saru. So yes,
I'm not finished with the manga, but I enjoy and what I've gotten up to so far. I've enjoyed it. Of course, I love the movie.
Yep,
the soundtrack is actually pretty slapping. And so when I saw that that Netflix was going to do it, I was like, oh, okay. I wonder who they're going to get to. Oh no, well, okay, good. They got what's his name? You do Scott Pilgrim. Okay. Wait a minute, it's every single actor. I'm like, wow. Okay, they must. I mean, clearly they had a good time doing it the first time around. Yeah. So they must be up on this. So
yeah. Get the studio that did Night a Short Walk On Girl to do Scott Pilgrim. Like that is the studio right there.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. So very excited about that. Fingers crossed. I also like that the trailer ends with just Scott Pilgrim, period. The anime, period.
Right. We're gonna make this simple for you.
Something that is not quite as simple, but kind of interesting. Gundam Build Metaverse was announced.
Yeah.
So a 3-episode ONA airing in October at the same time as the launch of a Gundam Metaverse. So you'll be able to log into a 3D world of Gundam stuff. This is a sort of concept image that they threw together there. And apparently the plan is you will be able to scan your Gunpla Gundam Build style when this launches.
Wow.
So they'll have some kind of little scanner device you put in, and your whatever your Gunpla you've built will be in there. I assume it'll be a static model, will move.
Yeah.
But they say that will be a technology available in their Gundam Metaverse in October.
Wow.
Would you be there day 1? Would you be there like day 30? Or would you be like holding off?
Well, given unfortunately my schedule, I would not be able to do day 1. But if I were able to do that, then yes, I would do day 1. I would definitely do day 1. I just, I mean, it's
Gundam. On their day 1, no question.
Yeah.
But this is not the only classic franchise getting more anime. Again, everything is getting something new. There's a new Card Captor Clear Card anime coming. Sequel to Card Captor Sakura Clear Card. And this is going to adapt the rest of the manga. So we're going to get the entire story of Card Captor in anime.
Wow. How many volumes is that?
Well, I didn't realize, and I probably saw this, but it's just left out of my old brain. Card Captor Clear Card is a new story that Clamp started doing in manga form like some years ago. Like it's not the original Card Captor Sakura.
Right.
It is an official sequel to the original 90s storyline. And so the Card Captor Clear Card anime was adapting the first part of that, and this is wrapping it up. So I'm assuming what happened was Clear Card comes out in the manga, they do the anime kind of season 1, test the waters. It did well, and then they're like, okay, I'm gonna wait for the manga to end. Manga's done. Okay, good. Let's come back in and animate it all out.
Nice.
So cool. All you Magical Girl fans, this is one of the original Magical Girls. So go for it.
Wasn't the original series like scandalous almost for the amount of pantsu?
There was a fair amount of it because Sakura flies a lot.
Okay.
And so it was. I wouldn't say there was a lot of it, but there was certainly a significant amount of it. If I recall correctly.
I wonder if that's just going to be, they're going to be like, hi, more Sakura, and that other thing that you.
Yeah, she's also older.
Okay.
In Clear Card, so I think she's like, because she's looking it up now. I believe she's canonically 10 in the original one. Yeah, 10, canonically 10, and then I think in Clear Card, I'm looking up now. She is just starting junior high, so she's like, So
the creepy factor is not lessened.
Yeah, exactly. Perhaps even more so. So yeah, I don't know. I'm also curious. I don't believe they have not announced how long the new sequel series will be. The first Clear Card was 22 episodes for what it's worth. So presumably more of the same. That'd be cool to see if there's see Card Captor Sakura kind of finished out. Not the only 90s anime. And not the last 90s anime we're going to talk about today. Actually, this is more of a 2000s thing. Ghost in the Shell standalone complex 2045 is getting another compilation film.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. For a franchise that's been just kind of sitting around for a while.
Yeah, after they did the series, the last series, they kind of just did the Gundam thing, and where they just kind of we're gonna make we're gonna cut everything up and put it into a movie, and then we're gonna redo that, make it better again, and we're gonna make another. We're gonna go Blade Runner with this and make like 5 versions of that.
Yeah. So this is the presumably compilation of the second season of Ghost in the Shell 2045.
Oh, okay.
Got it. Which was the Netflix anime.
Yeah.
And well, I haven't seen any of it, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. It was very interesting. It was very interesting. Not my favorite, but I liked it. Sure. I enjoyed it. Fair. But I like that art though.
Yeah, very cool art.
Major. Yeah.
Yeah. More of that, please.
Yes.
Also, I got to mention it. ReZero is getting a second season. I'm sorry, third season. With a very artsy trailer.
Yeah.
More on that later, but more ReZero. ReZero apparently is like I'm going to say it's a big deal. I did not realize. I thought ReZero was another isekai that had its fans. It was successful and popular.
Right, yeah.
I didn't realize that ReZero was has become one of the modern classics.
Yeah.
So
it's one of those that were like non-otaku kind of just sees on this thing, and they're just like, oh, this is it. And I almost feel like going, one of us. No, I'm not. Yes, you are one of us.
Exactly. Let's just keep the train going. Ooku is getting an anime from Netflix. Now I'm very excited about this. Steve, I think you would love Ooku. It is set in, I believe, Tokugawa era Japan.
Nice.
Basically, it's Edo period Japan. A disease affects only the men. And so most of the men in power have died out, leaving a power vacuum for all the women.
Oh, wow.
So women basically rule the country. But the twist is this is not basically one of the big themes of the manga, from what I've read about it, is the women don't want to rule. like this is not what they've been trained to do. This is not.
I was going to say,
you know,
this is not. You know, Edo period is not a period for women
no,
at all. And you know, it's interesting you use the word train, because that's literally, you know, there are roles in life, and even within the caste system of, you know, Japan and the Tokugawa, you know, the way they wanted to run things. You know, it's going to go against the grain for them to even want to think that that's like, oh, because I'm sure there'll be characters in there where they're going to be like, oh, I can't do this.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like literally think that they can't do this.
Yeah. So like even the Shogun is female in this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. And it just deals a lot with kind of not just like let's gender swap all these characters, but like what's it like when you completely change society?
Yeah, because that
like,
is
like the most beautiful men are brought in as like concubines.
Yes.
Right? Like that whole thing. So it's like, wow.
Yeah, because when you have because that changes everything. Because when you have a woman shogun, because the shogun is quite literally the day-to-day ruler of Japan, and who is actually considered to be the approved military dictator of Japan historically. Like that that is history. So you have a woman in that role. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to watch this. I'm gonna have to get the manga.
Yeah. The manga launched in 2004.
Won the heard of this.
Won the James Tiptree Jr. Award in 2009, Tezuka Sama Cultural Prize in 2009, a bunch of other awards over time. There's a live action adaptation in 2010, various live action adaptations. It's a very interesting thing.
Wow.
So I'm hopeful, and the visuals looking very much like this, very traditional kind of So yay!
Wow, yeah.
Next news item is for John, who unfortunately couldn't be here with us today. There's a new anime of Quintessential Quintuplets, so that is coming. Enjoy, John.
Yes, enjoy.
Surprise announcement this week: Aquarion is getting a fourth series. So Age of Aquarion. What was it? There was scrolling back through Aquarion Evol, Aquarion Logos, all of those. It's a mecha. It's a mecha franchise by Shoji Kawamori, Cross fame, and they're doing another one called Myth of Emotions. So, Aquarion getting more love.
Nice,
exciting. Bones is working on a new anime called Metallic Rouge. Which looks cool. I think it's girl turns into a mecha kind of a thing. Very cool promo video.
When we watched the trailer, I got like hints of Guyver.
Yep.
And but not the Geno Cyber Guyver kind of thing, but more of a tech, like actual like metal tech, not biotech necessarily.
The storyline it's called Tech Noir. Humans and androids coexist. The story follows Rouge, an android girl on a mission on Mars with her partner Naomi. The mission is to murder 9 artificial humans who are hostile to the government. And I'm sure it never gets any more complicated than that.
No.
It's Armitage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically,
Armitage.
That's
what I was going to say, yeah.
So curious. Hope that works out. That looks cool.
Yeah, it does.
Not till this January though, so little ways to wait.
We got ways to go.
Yeah, sadly. Also getting an anime of, the rookie middle-aged adventurer was trained to death by the most powerful party to become invincible. Is the title. Basically, the main character is the clerk at the local guild, so he's not an adventurer, and then decides to become an adventurer, but he's already 30 years old. Because
as we all know, life ends at 30.
Exactly. Yeah, by 30, you're an old man.
You're useless.
So he basically trains with the most powerful guild in the city, which has one of my favorite names for a guild ever, Orichalcum Fist. That's a great name.
This sounds like an awful medical procedure. Oh, God.
So they train him to be a top level fighter, basically all that kind of fun stuff. So 11 volumes shipped as of December 19th. That should be fun. Also, it should be pointed out, not isekai. It's a straight up, fantasy anime. Cool. Also announced To Be Hero X coming from Aniplex and Bilibili. We saw this trailer like a year ago.
I think it was a year. And we go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, we thought it was an ad for a drink or something. And we were just like, we want this anime. Because it was such an amazing little short thing. And I was like, oh, it's just an ad. Well, there it is.
Now it's a thing. So all CGI, very stylized, heavily stylized.
Yeah.
Really, really just awesome visuals. Just coming at you the entire time. I think Animatrix, just like, every frame has something going on in it. Really cool. So yep, that is coming up. Bilibili, of course, being Chinese, intriguing to see the crossover there, what's happening there. But yes, more of that, please.
Yes, absolutely.
Atelier Ryza is getting an anime. This is a based on the Atelier RPG games, I believe RPGs. Let me check that actually. Yes, role-playing video games. They are actually crafting focused video games. So the battles has this like turn-based combat where it's very much about kind of what things you craft for the battles. So curious to see what that is. I always loved the art for the Atelier games. I think they look really cool. So hopefully that will come out. Also getting an anime about cycling called Rinkai, a women's cycling anime. So definitely a sports theme kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. Interestingly, women's cycling in real life debuted in Japan shortly after World War II, but organized competitions folded after 15 years for kind of lack of interest, and they dormant for several decades. And then it was revived recently. So apparently this is kind of a
new thing. Okay.
Kind of a new thing. Kind of coming back, if you will.
Coming back. Oh, yeah.
So very cool. No launch date announced yet. It definitely looks like a high quality production so far. So curious about that. Also announced Villainess Level 99, which is an anime about what was that thing? So a girl reincarnated as villainess of the game. Whole classic thing. The problem is she was a gamer, so when she reincarnated, she couldn't help but farm for her character's stats, and so ended up as an extraordinarily high-powered character, despite wanting to lay low and like not trigger all of the death flags. So wackiness ensues. Pony Canyon has announced a girls bowling anime.
Okay.
Sure.
Why not?
I mean, yeah, that was my thing. Like, I was going to put this into weird news, but I was like, why not? It's bowling.
Yeah.
Everything else, every sport gets an anime.
Yeah.
For bowling. I will definitely watch cute girls bowling.
I'm just waiting for the anime version of The Big Lebowski.
Yeah. I wonder if they will have a reference.
They have to have one. They have to.
It feels like at some point you got to throw in Jesus or something. Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night was also announced. Kind of interesting by Doga Kobo. Studio that's done kind of everything. They are mainly a second key animation and production company, and celebrating the 50th anniversary of their studio. They've just been busy. They've just, my goodness. Let me see if I can pull up the list. So, if I may.
You may.
Let's see here. Angel Beats, Angelic Layer, Attack on Titan, Berserk, Black Butler, Bleach, Bokurano, Bungo Stray Dogs, Castle in the Sky, Code Geass, Crayon Shin-chan, Cowboy Bebop the Movie, Darker Than Black, Detective Conan, Den-O Coil, Dirty Pair, Doraemon, Dog of Flanders, and I'm just in the D's. So yeah,
wow,
they've just been doing.
Which anime have they done? They done key animation for it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty much. It'll take place in Shibuya. The director of Eromanga Sensei is directing it. Yeah, looks like it's sort of an urban themed anime. So curious. Looks cool.
Yes.
Still not done with all the anime announcements. Not nearly done. Given is getting an anime sequel film. This I think we saw the first episode of this. This is about a boy who joins who starts playing guitar, and gets involved with other folks involved in that. So sort of opening your heart to music, kind of a storyline. A Returner's Magic Should Be Special is getting a TV anime. The concept here is 6 heroes fail to save the world. The magician is able to go back in the past 13 years and has to regather the party to stop the catastrophe.
Okay.
So, hopping back into time. So, not quite isekai, but
yeah,
sort of in that realm. Interesting. There's not a lot of like isekai in this list yet. Also announced Demon Lord 2099. I said like everything was announced this week. I wasn't kidding.
No.
Demon Lord 2099, the light novel series. This is the key visual. That's basically all we know. It is set in the future era year of 2999 in Shinjuku. The legendary Demon Lord makes his second coming. I don't know, man.
When you said Demon Lord making his second coming, all I can think of is like, Lord Legend of the Overfiend.
Yeah. Like not that kind. Not that kind. We're getting close to the end of the announcements, but we're still going. Senpai is a Boy is getting a TV anime. A high school student confesses her feelings to a boy. He reveals his secret. And a love triangle forms, that kind of thing. So
gotcha.
So
a somewhat bittersweet comedic romance that because I'll be a sucker for.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Yeah, got it.
Fuji TV announced a new anime called Bloody Escape, an all CG film. Hard to tell. The video teases the premise, and you gotta love advertising like this. Androids versus vampires versus Yakuza. Like, yeah,
sure.
I'm up for that.
Okay.
Absolutely,
okay.
yes.
Yeah. Sure. Put Chow Yun-Fat in there.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Totally. A little bit of John Wick action.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. And then finally, a new TV anime for Fushigi Dagashiya Zenitendo, which is a series of children's novels, actually.
Oh, okay.
I
was going to say, that's an intriguing graphic.
Yeah. It'll be airing on NHK, not surprisingly. This is a snack shop. It's all centered around this snack shop and things that happen to the people there, and various secrets.
Oh. So is this kind of like Midnight Diner, where there's going to be like this underlying story of the shop itself, and then like these stories kind of come and go as the people come and go?
So here's how ANN describes it. The novel series story centers on the mysterious candy and snack shop Zenitendo, which only lucky people can find. The shop's proprietor is a woman named Beniko. That is her. And she always recommends the perfect candy for each person's trouble. However, things might not turn out as hoped if people eat or use the confections incorrectly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about whether you follow the directions or not.
It's almost kind of like oh gosh, what was that anime about the insurance salesman that's like a mid-level demon actually, and he comes in.
Oh man,
The guy has that creepy smile.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah,
reminds me of Merlin Shop of Mystical Wonders, the Mystery Science Theater episode. But don't know. So yeah, those are all the anime announcements of the past 2 weeks.
Sorry, folks, we didn't have anything for you this week. We really had to scrape the bottom of the barrel to get anything to you this time around.
I know, but also this week we do have a few other bits to talk about. Let's see here. Actually, before we do that, we should talk about the trailer of the week. Our trailer of the week this week was the trailer for ReZero, third season, because my gosh, that was an artsy experience.
It was. I mean, I'm trying to remember. There was no actual score in the first part of the trailer, which is this right here, which is the bird. Actually, what you see is water rushing underneath you, and then it comes to this bird, and the bird is flying through the city and does this wonderful, lovely travel through quickly, and it goes up to the and does like a 90-degree arc going up the building, and you see this beautiful scene of feathers fluttering down. Well, we can't show because it's a video, and of course this is YouTube. This is the bird's death, and this is the feathers falling back down. And then as the feathers fall back down, they go black, and then you are starting to be introduced to the characters. Yeah. And this whole thing is done without any dialogue, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And it's just very intriguing. I mean, they came at us hard on this one. I mean, this one was just like, pay attention to me.
Yeah. Even if you've never seen ReZero, this is a trailer that will make you go, ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Also this week, things we wanted to make sure we covered, but not necessarily go into massive detail on because we've been talking a lot to begin with. My Hero Academia is getting a 7th season.
Yeah.
Because apparently that thing still makes money. Romy Park is coming in as Star and Stripe, an American hero. Romy Park, famously the voice of, I believe, Al in FMA. Yep. And a bazillion other things. Hange and Attack on Titan. You name it. Ken and Digimon Adventure. Awesome. I'm sorry, she was Ed in FMA. I always get those two mixed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so good on you, FMA, for continuing, or My Hero Academia for keep on making all the money.
Yeah.
Fate Strange Fake was announced because it's a Fate thing.
It's a Fate thing, and it looks like a Fate thing, and it's a Fate thing, and that looks like a Fate thing, and it's a Fate thing. So if you like Fate, then it's a Fate thing that looks like a Fate thing. There you go.
The only thing of note is that they're premiering it in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I believe so. Fate Strange Fake Whispers of Dawn. It is a special. TV anime special. I'm not sure if this is like the anime special of the series Fake, or I don't know.
Right.
I can't keep track of Fate ever.
I know. I think it's kind of like One Piece. I think I'm doomed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Subbed and dubbed by Aniplex. So and it will be simul-released. Exactly. It will be simultaneously everywhere, which is cool. Finally, the developer of Concole won a lawsuit this week. And I want to call this out because it's kind of interesting. Apparently at a fan event, like a Comic-Con-esque event, there was a fan who wore a mask printed with the face of the president of Concole's parent company, handing out toys of a non-child nature, selling toys of a non-child nature themed around the characters in Concole.
Oh,
and he was selling these at the convention.
Wow.
And yeah, and afterwards the company was like, no, we're suing the guy. Like that's just not cool.
Yeah.
And indeed, like the courts were like, yep, you win. And so the individual must pay about $33,000 in damages, which is no small chunk of change.
No joke. I mean, this is where you understand how parody does not work for you. And you know, you can, I'm forgetting the term of it, but you know, just basically here in America, there was actually last year a lawsuit against that Jack Daniels put against a dog toy company because they did a spoof of one of their dog toys with a Jack that looked like a Jack Daniels bottle. But you know, Jack Daniels didn't win. But then again, it was just a dog toy. This is like, you know, this is someone misrepresenting the company on purpose to sell these things that are not, you know, it's not like, oh, it's a cute dog toy. Come on, you can't do it. Oh, this is oh my God, no.
Yeah. And wearing the mask, like clearly he's, you know,
he had a statement. He had a statement.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yep. So don't do that, everyone, please.
Yeah, please don't.
Bad idea. I can't believe it, but that's all the news for this week. Wow. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Okay, Papa.